Good evening, everybody. I've just unmuted my mic. Welcome back to Virtual Pool 4 Online. We're here on Friday. What is it? Friday the 17th of December for another match on the one-loss side of the 2021 8-Ball World Championships. A race to 8, and it's between Cobra and Semipro, an All-England match. And if we look at the stats here, the interesting thing is that between these two guys, if we look at Rax Ran, Spectre Don's at the top, but he of course is now out of the tournament. But between Semipro and Cobra, Semipro's had 25 Rax Ran, and Cobra's had 21. Bear in mind that they both had their fair share of dry breaks, which when their breaks have let them down, it's probably in the end why they ended up in the one-loss side. If we look at Semipro's 8-ball shot, he's shot 50 and he's got 48 of them. And Cobra shot 52 and got 49, so they're pretty much neck and neck as far as success goes on the 8-ball. But run-outs from the break, Semipro's got an advantage of 4. I don't know whether that's going to make any difference, probably not. If we look at the break stats, Cobra has had 44 breaks, Semipro 44, so they're on a par there. Semipro's got a slightly higher ball on the break, and in terms of runouts from the break, Semipro's way ahead there against Cobra. He's got 17, Cobra's got 12. Cobra's had 7 fouls in the break, which I think's the top in the tournament, or joint top with Sergaresh, who of course is no longer in the tournament either, but Semi's just had 5. So overall, if you look at the stats, then Semipro's slightly ahead on most of the stats. Again, does that have any bearing in the overall scheme of things? I don't know.
Good evening.
Right, hang on a minute, guys. Back in a sec. Right, guys, good evening. Or good evening to Slim, he's the only one there.
Okay.
Steve,
how's that? Is that better?
You can just give us a sound check. Good evening to Mark. You can let us know whether Steve sounds a bit quiet. I was just looking through the stats between these two guys, comparing them together, and overall Semipro's got the best stats, but only slightly. Rax Ran, he's about 5 racks ahead of Cobra. Ball in the break, he's slightly ahead. Break fouls, he's got less break fouls. So it's the stats are fairly close, but overall Semipro is a bit higher.
Well, Semi should be the favorite. I mean, with him, it's just a question of who shows up. I mean, if Semi plays well, then I think it's gonna be hard for Cobra to beat him. But Semi seems to struggle a lot, so it's gonna be interesting to see how this match goes.
Right. So you think Steve's quite quiet? Hang on a minute. Give us a sec. No, I'm not putting him any higher because I've got him at 143% volume. But Steve,
right.
that's loud. That's louder. That's like the last
There.
time.
I moved the mic a little closer.
That's better. Yeah. Well, I think, of course, at the end of the day, this game's down to the break and how you get a good start and all of that stuff. It's all swings and roundabouts in terms of how it can go. But as you say, sometimes Semipro ends up beating himself more than anything. But we'll see what shows up tonight.
Yeah, well, it's definitely one of the better matches on paper that we should see. I mean, because Cobra is one of the favorites to win the tournament. He's always solid. He plays well under pressure. He's a fine player, so I think, this should be a good match.
Well, we are knocking on the door. The room should be going up in about the next 10-15 seconds, I would imagine. If the servers are back working properly. I went and had my dinner yesterday, and I was out of EP4, and I logged into EP4, and I was the only one here.
Yeah, well, it wasn't the servers; it was the network.
The network.
They had a DDoS attack at the data center yesterday.
Ah, right. They might be lagging off at the moment. Nope, Cobra's in.
Oh, Cobra's here. Wait for Semi.
Yeah, that's if you've cleaned out your cookies, Popman. You'll have to get the code from Twitch to log back into Twitch. They'll send you an email, and then you just put the 4-digit code in or whatever it is, and it'll let you back in. So the lag neck and neck, but it's been given to Cobra. Steve, I renewed my subscription yesterday, 3 days early. My new renew date is now 3 days early next year. Is that a question?
I don't know. You didn't have to do that, Hugh. I would have bumped your subscription.
No. Mark's in the chat. Steve-O. Yeah, he's just asking because he renewed it 3 days earlier. Then he's asking if he gets 3 days longer than his year.
Well, when you did a renew, did you just buy $10 $10 worth of V dollars? I mean, honestly, guys, it's better to renew to let it expire because then you can get offered the deals.
Yeah, you get the 3-year deal, which is a bit cheaper. So, Cobra's broke off, got a ball in the break on the stripes. And again, first question is where's the problem? Well, your favourite ball's in the middle of the table there, Steve, that 10 ball.
Yeah, I mean, they're both sitting pretty good. And there's nothing wrong with the 10 ball. You just don't want to leave it like this is the ball I want to try to get on the 8 with. I mean, I think he's going to, really the key is the 14. I think he's got his chance now. Leave himself a little angle on this 10 ball, shoot the 10 in the corner and slide over and shoot the 14 in the same corner. I think that's what he needs to do. And he decided to go straight down there. See, I think that was a poor move because all he had to do was roll that 9 ball gently into the side pocket, and he has a little angle on the 10 to shoot it in the corner, and that's easy to control the cue ball and slide over for the 14. He ended up getting away with it because he's straight in now in the 14, but, that was a pattern mistake.
He's now got himself awkward.
Yeah, he's okay here. He's got 2 balls to shoot. I mean, he's all right being there.
I've never... Oh, sorry, Steve. Carry on.
No, I'm sorry. I was just saying he's starting out kind of shaky. It's a bad decision. Now he's out of line. That can go downhill.
Is he checking this ball up? Oh.
Yeah, he's playing virtual pool the way I do, making it tough.
Well, he might end up just rolling the 12 in and 8 in the side, but the problem with the 10 ball is the cue ball wants to run away, so he might just run through to the rail, the short rail, back into the table. Well, that's what it's going to be, but all that matters really at the end of the day is he's got a break and run. Oh, I wish I hadn't unbanned stub.
Well,
Oh,
I look at it a different way because I look at it as percentages. I mean, if he plays this table over and over the way he played it, he's not going to get out as much as if he would have played it the right way. It's a percentage thing. You want to play the right shots because it gives you a better chance to run out. All right. Well, I mean, he got away with it. See if Semi can make a ball on the break.
he's going for the second ball clean by the look of it there. He's got a ball. If he's going to choose the solids, does he have to break those two in the side rail there?
No, I think the 7 goes. I think he's I think he's doing the right things, taking the solids, because that 11 ball is not in a good spot.
Yeah.
I mean, you can bank it; it's not a difficult bank, but since there's not really any problems with the solids, I think it's a good choice.
Now, what does he do here? Because he's got the 5 and he's going to be coming across the table. I think he might end up, end up playing the 2 next, looking at this. But
Yeah, I mean, he's got his choice how he wants to do this, and it's looking like he's going to go to the 2.
See,
And
the worry now is at 6.
Yeah, well, I mean, the good news is he can roll this to get on the 3, and the angle on the 3 is key to getting on the 6. So I think he's okay because he can just roll this. And just leave the 1 for last. That's not a terrible spot. He can go 6 to the 1 somehow. He can go on either side of it. Now, see, that was a mistake. See, all he had to do was roll that. He gets a little angle on the 3, hits that, shoots the 6 and 1. Instead, he decides to go for the 1 now, and that made absolutely no sense because he had a very easy.
I still don't know why.
2, 3, 6.
I don't know why he's going for the 1 now at all. Why doesn't he just take the 3 and roll out for the 6?
Well, yeah, that's what he should have been doing. I mean, he made it a lot tougher because he's got a lot more angle than he would have if he just would have rolled the 2.
Thing is, this cue ball may well end up going over by the 9.
Yeah, I mean, this is fine because it's fine to go across. I mean, I think here it's preferred. You're going to want to go across towards the 9 ball. And that's why it was preferred because, he just took a big chance there. He got away with it, but he could have snookered himself with that 12 ball.
Good afternoon to Moz. Hair Pig.
Hey, Moz. Hey, Hair Pig.
Now, what's he done?
This is another poorly played shot.
Oh, he's got away with it. He's got away with it.
Both these guys are starting shaky, playing the wrong patterns and just, and they're both going to run out, which is... These guys keep doing that, they're not going to keep running out because that was pretty much lucky there.
Now that looks like the second and third ball down for for Cobra there.
Yeah, he hit way down on that second.
And I don't think he's had any joy this time. I think you just get cut off there, Steve.
I just put the mute on. You guys don't want to hear me munching on my biscotti. Well, it'd be interesting to see what he chooses here. I mean, they're both okay.
Well,
yeah, he just got a little funny there. I mean, I think he might have been thinking going 11-13, but he's not going to now.
big problem here now.
Well, you know, he can play a combination with the 10 or 14 on the 13 if he has to. See, he can just, I think he can just roll this. Well, he would have been better being straight. If he was straight, it would have been a lot simpler. I mean, I'm not sure if he can get the angle he wants. I think he's going to try to get to the 13 right now.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yep, and he did.
Good afternoon to IQ2, aka Dwight, and good afternoon to Donna.
Oh, hi IQ2, hi Donna. Let's see here. Well, he's not playing the simplest pattern, but, you know, he's still okay.
And is he trying to go on that 10 first? I think he might be just going a bit too far. Because this,
Well, this is the one you need to hit good, because you don't want to get funny on that 14. You need to stay below it. If you had to make a preference, you'd want to stay below it and go up to the end rail. You know, the problem with doing that is you got the 5 ball in the way that you can snooker yourself with. I might shoot the 14 now. Well, he's going to try to come across the other way, which I don't think is a bad idea, but he didn't get there. And now that's the problem with these kind of balls, leaving them for last. Those ones towards his side pocket extended is now he's going to have to do something.
now he has to be careful, because if he just runs, if he pots this, let's have a look at that angle again. If he's going to that left-hand corner, this cue ball wants to go to the rail and come back out, so he has to punch this in.
Oh, he can scratch. He can hook himself on the 5.
Yeah.
Okay, and he decided to, that's really more of a sign of a good player playing a shot like that, because, saying, okay, well, I'm confident enough I can hit this ball this way, and it guarantees I'm not going to hook myself. I just have to be able to make the shot, and that shows something right there. Is that a lot of guys would be afraid to shoot that kind of shot.
Well, the one thing about the stats of the tournament is it doesn't show you how bad a pattern you used. It just shows you how many you ran out, and I think everything's been a break and run so far.
Well, the thing about playing the wrong pattern is it catches up with you, because instead of getting out 90% of the time, all of a sudden it's 75 or 80%, and that ends up being a game or two, and that could be the difference in the match. Well, Semi has got a shot, and he's made balls, and the table is sitting pretty good. It looks like he's probably going to take solids, which
now,
I think
did
is
Cobra
a good idea.
Cobra had a dry break and Semipro ran it out? Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
what's happened. Yeah, that's why he's 2-1 in front with the break.
And I think he's going to be 3-1 here, because this table is sitting pretty good if he doesn't start doing any kind of craziness. I mean, I think the biggest worry is actually going to be the 6 ball, because he's not where he wants to be on this 2 ball, and he's going to end up with angle on the 4 ball, and he's going to have to do something to get back where he's got the 6.
Now, Well, the worry for me is the 7 ball. Can you see the 7? And the other problem is
might
that
be able to shoot it now.
the cut in this 4 is running the cue ball.
I think the 7's actually less of a problem than the 6, as long as you get pretty straight in on the 6. I mean, I'd be thinking he's coming across and trying to miss the 10 ball and go behind the 11 and run it over by the rail.
See, the worry,
obviously,
yeah,
the speed's got to be good enough to get the 6 or the 7.
Yeah, the worry with the 4 is he doesn't like it because the cue ball wants to squirt away with that tight angle, so that's why he's taking the 6 first.
Well, that was well played. I mean, he's got a perfect angle on his 4 to get up on that long rail and shoot the 7. And, you know, the only tricky part there is he's really only got one pocket for the 8 ball. And it's down the corner down where the cue ball is. I mean, unless he's going to try to run it past the 14, which I think is a bad idea. I think he's probably going to shoot it where his corner where his cue is right now.
Yeah, see again, the potting angle in the 7 just means that he's got to really get this pace right. Yeah, he's trying to come into the table, taking a risk.
He decided to come around, and well, you know, he hit it pretty good. He just hit a little too hard, but he had to clear the 14, and he did. In real life, you don't want this shot. In VP, it's not so bad.
Well, what you've missed so far is it's all been runouts. Cobra's had one dry break, Semipro ran that table, and now he's run again, and he's got a 3-1 lead. And Cobra's under pressure immediately. What balls this he's going for? He's going for the third one down again.
Yeah, and it worked very well that time.
Now we've got an issue.
Cobra's a thinker. Well, now's the time to get rid of it now.
Yeah, play the little split the 14 and the 15 and pot the 5.
Now the danger there is that you put the 15 or 14 in a spot where it's on top of one of your balls. I mean, that's the problem with this shot, is that 15 is not really going to move much, and if it does move, it's going to move towards the 14. So you got to be real careful if you're going to. He may be trying to hit this 4 off the 5 ball, which is a safer option.
Yeah, and the 5 goes in as well.
Yeah, I mean, he hit that pretty hard. I mean, but he got away with it. I mean, the 14 did not block the 3 ball, so I think he's okay. So I would expect he's going to run out from here. Well, Slim is saying the race stage's too short. Well,
yeah, I agree with Slim.
He's running out of racks, but I would agree that we probably should have made it longer in the losers bracket.
I think it should just have been 11-11, both sides. That's in hindsight, of course. Well, all it takes is one dry break from Semipro, and if Cobra can take advantage of it, he's really back in and all square. That's provided he gets this done.
Yeah, like you said, so far the run-out percentages have been pretty good.
Has anybody seen Bedhead in the last few days? I asked Popman to see. Oh dear, well, there's a mistake from Cobra. That's a big one. Well, his only lifeline is that 15 ball where it's stuck.
He's got a good chance to move into it right here. I would try to actually just try to scratch with a cue ball, because you know, you're going to get the shot on the 15. He can go forward off this 13 ball and send the cue ball right at that 2.
Mm-hmm. You got
to be a little careful because you could follow it in, but you know, like this speed, you can't. That's perfect. That was a beautiful shot. That showed a touch of class there. I mean, that was very well controlled.
Again,
a lot of people have trouble with that shot where you've got a little cut back in the side pocket because it gets English from that cut. So people tend to put English on it, and then they have too much, and he didn't do that.
Well, that's the first big unforced error, and unfortunately for Cobra, it's from him while he's already 3-1 down. Well, the only worry I've got is I might not be able to get this hot seat match because the deadline for it is Sunday, I think, at 7:30. And the problem on Sunday is that I've got to be in bed for at least 8 o'clock because I'm up at 2 a.m. for 5 days in a row. So if they're going to play Sunday, I would hope they'd play it about 6 p.m. UK time. Any later than that, and I'm gone.
Yeah, well, when you're dealing with Stubb, you never know.
That's a good cut.
Well played. I mean, he's Semi's playing well, and Cobra's in trouble. He needs to stop making mistakes. I mean, really, he's only made the one bad one, and he's down 4-1.
Yeah, start at 4 o'clock, Mark. 4 a.m. till noon. I mean, I could get up at 3 a.m., but then I've got to rush. You know, that's the problem. I don't like to rush in the morning. I like to get up at 2, you know, and then sit with a coffee and something to eat for half an hour before I make a move. And then it's about 30 minutes to drive.
Cobra got what he needed, which was a dry break from Semi. He really needed that, and you know, the balls are sitting really good. I would expect he's going to run out here.
Well, he knows he just cannot afford to fail this time.
Yeah, but there's really no trouble on this table.
Now, what's he looking at? I think he's just getting his bearings to make sure he's going to the right spot.
I think he's just trying to decide the order he wants to shoot these at.
Oh. Well, 1 and the 2 on the side. Is that what it's going to be? Again, I think he's undecided as to where he's going here. See, now he's got that little angle on the 4, and that's where that cue ball starts running. So he's also got the angle on the 1, which has now got him slightly in trouble here.
Yeah, I think the 7 ball is more of an issue than the 1 ball is. He may shoot to 7 right now. The problem is, I'm not sure he can roll it. Well, he could if he wants to shoot the 2 on the side. Well, he might bump the 2.
Yeah, this is where the cue ball's travelling, and you've got to rely on a little bit of luck.
All right, well, he got away with it as he's on the 1 ball. Things can go wrong on this 2-7, but you know, let's see what he decides to do here. I mean, one option is shoot the 1 and bump the 9. To do that, he's going to have to hit it with a little bit of left English. I don't like drawing the ball. I think he's going to try to bump that 9. That's what I'd be trying to do, because that's pretty safe. You just hit this a little left English and open it up just a teeny bit and bump that 9, and you're pretty straight in on the 2.
I think he's just a plain ball he's playing just to drop out into the table.
Okay, he decided not to left English it, but he ended up perfect on it. Yeah, you just got to be careful here. I mean, You could even try to just stun it over a couple inches and shoot the 7 up in the corner.
Yeah,
I think that's what he's going to do. I mean, I like that better than getting funny on it, trying to shoot it in the side. Well, okay, he wants to stun it that way. That's okay too. I didn't like the roll forward. That was good too.
Now, is he going to run forward and come back across, or because he's just got a slight...
No, he's just going to stun it. Yep.
Well, this was a must for Cobra, but again,
Well, it was
needs
a must, and he's breaking after this, so he's
yeah, he needs to
he's
back.
got a chance to get.
Needs to back it up. He needs to get lucky, get a ball, get himself right back in it if he can get this run out. I wonder if he'll do the third ball again. I think he's going to stick with it.
Yeah, he's been doing that pretty consistently.
Yeah.
He's right on that 2 ball. I'm looking down the queue, and he did not clip the 3 at all. He was just straight into that 3rd ball.
Yeah, bad news is I think it's dry.
But it didn't work out for him. And this is what you don't want when you're breaking. Not only are you dry, but the balls are spread really well, and there's no problems at all on the table.
Yeah.
I think he'll probably take the stripes. They're sitting a little better. Yep.
He might just. He might just. I don't know whether. I think he can just punch that 11 in and stun past the 13 where he is at the moment, but he's not looking at it. Well, he could do it now, but that 12 ball remains there.
Yeah, I'd shoot the 12 and come down and, 12, 9, 13, 15. Probably leave the 11 for last if it was me. Let's see what he decides to do.
I think
He's definitely got the angle where he can just hit this and roll it down there to the end rail. Well, why'd he hit it so hard?
I think he was worried initially about a collision with those 2 balls, and he's walked straight into it.
That was a terrible shot. All he had to do was roll it. I mean, he actually stunned that ball and pulled it back a little. All he had to do was roll it. He was clear of the 8. It was going to go down and hit the end rail. That was a real mistake there.
Well,
that was a simple situation.
He's got well, I was going to say he's got a get out of jail card, but he hasn't now where he's finished, because he could have potted the 13 and broke out that 8 and 15, I think it is, or whatever ball it is. 13 is it, or 15?
I think he's going to shoot a mass A shot.
No, it's a 9. Well, this would be a shot.
Oh, he's shooting a combination. Yeah, that was a silly mistake he made there. Well, the thing he's got going for him is that the 8 ball's locked up. But, in this situation, Cobra's a thinker. I mean, Cobra's got the advantage at this point. Let's see if he can figure out how to do this. I mean, the one thing Semi's got going for him is that way that 13 and 15 are sitting. If you can get to that long rail, you've got a great chance to make the 15 because, the 13, because you can come off the 15 or hit straight into 13 and make that ball. So it's a little tricky if Cobra decides to play safe. The problem he's got is running these balls and not getting a shot in the 8 doesn't do him any good. I mean,
yeah, You think he's got a wee tiny feather of right on this to try and chip something here. I don't know whether he's got enough to do it though. No.
Well, that was never going to work. There's no way he was going to get into those balls from there. I mean, that was, you know, and that's, I see guys do this. I've done this myself many, many times where you know it's not going to work and you do it anyways.
Well, he's doing it again.
Somehow it's going to work.
He's doing it again. He's going to try this time. He's got
this time he's got a much better chance.
Now the problem is that, and he's now in deep trouble.
Well, you know, it's not as bad as it looks. Well, maybe it is. He can't kick. He can't. I was thinking if he can kick at the 1 or kick at the 5, and he can't kick at either one. Yeah, it's tough here because he's so close to the 13. I think this is rough.
I think he's up the proverbial creek without a paddle.
Well, you know, you still got to try to play some kick where you can get a snooker, and boy, I don't think he can get to the back of that 5 ball any easy way. He can kick at the 4 ball, but that's, you know, it's not going to be easy to get safe doing that. He's going to have to get lucky here, I think. He's going to want to hit this with some speed because he needs to get the cue ball to move over like behind the 5 or the 1. And he fouled, and that's, you know.
Well, we know where that went wrong, Steve. That ball into the side pocket, running into the 8 ball, that killed his chances.
Well, that was Semi. That was Semi that did that, and he's getting a reprieve. I mean, Semi should have lost this rack.
Oh, that's right. Aye, what am I thinking?
Yeah, it was Cobra had failed to get the 8 ball broken in a way, you know, where it worked out. I mean, the last shot he took wasn't a bad shot. You know, he didn't run into him quite the best way, and it ended up hooked. I mean, that's, you know, you can call that a bad roll, but, you know, as a player, you kind of got to plan how you're going to go into them, and is it difficult? Well, he just messed up there. Is it difficult to go into them that's exactly the way you want? Yeah, well, sure, you know, I mean, but that's kind of a separation. He can spin this into the 8, or I like just spinning where it barely doesn't hit it.
Yeah, like
I didn't like that. I would have just spun that where the cue ball came off, barely missed the 8, and then taken the cut in the same corner. And he got crazy, and now he's going to pay for it.
Well,
I mean, because if you played the shot I'm talking about, if you happen to hit the 8, you're still probably going to come up with a shot in the opposite corner. I mean, what he did there was risky, and I don't get that one.
That's a shot.
Of course, when you can do that, I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Cobra thought he was going to get another reprieve there.
Well, Hairpig's right. He did hit that combo way too hard. And, you know, you almost have to hit it perfect when you hit it at that speed.
Was that the cue ball?
No, cue ball's on the table.
Something went. I thought it was a cue ball.
Yeah, it was a 6 and a 15 one.
Well, look at this. This table's not bad either.
No, the solids are wonderful. The stripes, not as much. I'm sure he's taking solids.
Oh yeah, every day it's got to be the solids. Oh well, I mean, answers in a postcard as to what happened there.
Well, he definitely underhit that ball. I think he was trying to come out and play position on the 4. So that's a reprieve. They've each had one of those on an easy shot. Cobra did it earlier.
Yeah, Cobra's still back against the wall. He needs things to go his way very quickly. Start off by taking this rack unexpectedly. I think he'd pretty much given up straight away after seeing the way the balls were, but now he's in, so he's got to do the first part of it and run out.
That was well played. See, that's a ball you don't want to hit too hard because you need the draw to take quick so it doesn't hit the 14 too hard. I mean, the thing he doesn't want to do here is leave the 7 for last, because going from the 7 to 8 would be tricky.
Yeah, it's always, again, the ball's quite deep in the pocket. It's difficult. But
well, now he's going to have to go 2, 7, 4. Well, you know, it's a lot easier to get on the 4 because you can hit that 7 ball. You know, you just take a piece of it with a little left English. He probably doesn't even need any English. He can probably just hit just you know, like a quarter ball and it'll come over. See, he's going to leave it for last. I don't like that. But you know, the problem with this angle, if he was going to leave it for last, I might have rolled forward so you could take a piece of the 7 ball. The problem with this is he's going to have to draw it straight back, and that can get out of control.
They were meant to be straight lines, and I think he's going to get in serious trouble here. What a disaster that is.
Well, I don't think he should have left the 7 for last. Well, I'm not saying he couldn't have messed up from the 7 to the 4, but the 7 to the 8 was a lot harder than the 7 to the 4.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the big wide open space and it looks easy, but if there's one ball in the way that can get you in trouble, it's still just as easy to find it. And he's...
Well, even if he would have gone forward on the 4 and he got an angle so he could hit the right side of the 7 and just kind of roll out, I mean, that draw shot is not what you want to be shooting under pressure.
Yeah.
Well, I think does he have a shot here? Well, I don't know if he can spin this in. I think he's need a little banana to get this in.
Just to try and chip it, yeah.
Yeah, not enough banana. Well, that was... And the thing about this is this allows Semi to deal with his problem, you know, which is obviously the 11 ball. He's going to get to deal with this right off the bat, and I'd probably go 11, 13 in the side, 9, and so on. I mean, he's gonna go 9, 13, 11, and that's fine too. No, he's gonna stay there for the 11. I probably wouldn't have done that, but I mean, this should work too. None of this is really all that difficult. Well, a little short, but he's fine.
I think the fat lady's gargling at the moment, to be honest with you. I don't think there's any way back.
Until it's over, but you know, this alternate break format makes it harder to catch up.
Yeah, I don't know what this character is. They come in different names. This one tonight is Borden Dinah. And then they type the same thing, vac.tech, whatever that is.
Oh, it's probably a robot. I mean, I don't like the way he played that, but it's working. I do like the way he's just rolling the ball here. Yeah, I think he's a little funny on both of them. He's probably going to shoot the 10 ball. Yep.
Yeah, just straightforward, back into the table. Wee bit of inside, just to square it off the rail.
Yeah, he doesn't need the inside, just straight top, and he's going to get there. Problem with that inside shot, believe it or not, I've seen scratches in the side pocket, like at angles you wouldn't believe, where you're like, how could it do it? And it does. You're better off not trying to get straight in on that kind of 8 ball.
So, Cobra with the break, 6-2 down. And my mouse has died for some strange reason. I don't know what the hell's happened here.
Oh boy.
Hang on a minute.
That's another dry one.
Give me 2 seconds, guys.
So, Cobra is the one that's struggling to break this match. Not Semi. Semi has all tournament been the one that's broke the worst in matches, and now all of a sudden he's breaking way better than Cobra. It's tough to beat a guy like Semi when he's breaking well, because he plays the rest of the game pretty strong.
Yeah, I don't. I'm looking. I'm looking for problems here, and I can't see them. You know, just move the ball in the right spot, and you're going to be out.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a couple balls like the 10 and 15 that have some cover on them. You know, that's what he didn't want to do. He got lucky there. You don't want to start running into other balls. I'd be playing this so that, you know, I've got a shot on the 10 ball. And he does. You know, he's got more angle than you would like because, you know, ideally you'd shoot the 10 than the 15. You still can here if you hit it with a little English, and he did. He kind of hit into the rail. Yeah, that was a good play. And I don't think there's anything wrong with leaving this 13 ball last because it's not really extended from the rail. So here you're going to try to slide up past the 8 and get on the 12 ball, just like that. 12, 13, 8. I mean, even I could run this up.
Oh, I'd put $1 on that, Steve.
You see me play. Yeah, that was well done. You know, he played that pattern. That was a good pattern he put out there. Didn't have to do anything fancy.
Well, semi-breaking on the hill.
This could be a real thrashing if he breaks and runs out here 8-2. Let's see where he's aiming here. He's going right at the second ball. If he clipped the 6, it was barely. I think that was pretty much just solid on the second ball. And I thought he made one.
Nope.
Yeah, he made the 15
Oh,
ball.
did he? I never heard one get in.
So now he's got to decide what he wants. I'm sure it's going to be the solids. I mean, the 3 ball's the only issue for him.
Yeah, play the combo to start. And then the worry is the 3 ball.
I'm not sure I'd play the combo because you don't want to leave that 11 ball in front of the pocket.
Oh, I didn't think you could see the 2. Well, that's even better.
Yeah, he's a little funny on this, but he can get around this corner. I think he's going to follow the 7 ball with top and right and just kind of come around the corner. He's got both the 6 and 1. What he doesn't want to do is stick himself on top of the 6. This is a shot you typically don't hit real hard. And he's going to be...
Well, he's going to have to bail out down the rail.
He had to come around the corner there to get a shot, so I guess he's going to have to go down table. I mean, the bad thing about that is that, you know, having that 5 ball there, it gave you another way to get on the 3, and he's going to lose that. Because the 3 is his one real issue here in this rack. You know, I think it'll go past the 9, so that's... Oh, boy. He's done that a number of times where he plays that shot. That was a shot Hairpig was saying he hit too hard last time. But, you know, that was kind of a tricky shot to guarantee you're coming up with a shot on the 5. Oh, he's managed to mess this thing up. He's going to have to pull something out here.
Called the bank.
Yeah, this is a reasonable shot. But he didn't hit it very well. And I think Cobra's going to make him pay for that.
Consolation rack for Cobra if he can get it. Oh, it's Marianne Burke now.
And who the heck is that?
It's just the same thing in a different name, but with the same post. Vask.tech.
Yeah. I'm not sure why he's shooting this 14 now, but it does get rid of a ball that could be a problem because where that 1 was, and I thought he'd shoot the 11 there and then maybe shoot the 14, but he's fine.
Well,
it's not a bad choice. Leaving that 11 for last isn't the end of the world. You just got to make sure you get a shot on it because that 1 ball is a big ball right now.
I think he might be trying to go over for the 12 right now. I don't know.
Yeah,
Because
he can get there. If he doesn't get there, he certainly got the 9 ball. Yeah, he's just going to shoot the 9 ball and come over for the 12.
now this can go funny if he gets into this too much, trying to get in behind for the 12.
Well, you can roll this with a lot of spin. I mean, you know, if you run into the 8, that's fine.
Yeah, that's the worry. He could have ran behind the 8, but he's okay.
Yeah, well, getting behind it would have been no good. I think he's going to want to bump this 10 ball. He could try to come straight across and shoot it in the same corner. That's his two choices: bump it or come back straight across. If he's going to come back straight across, he needs to hit this with some left English.
He's trying to draw off it.
Yeah, that was well played. That was a delicate shot there, and he hit it good. I mean, you made it look easy, but that can go all kinds of wrong.
Good evening to Mr.
Shooting
Deanster.
this 10 ball, you just got to make sure you get in the gap. I mean, he's...
Oh dear, has he got it there? Has he got it there? Oh, he's just got there.
I don't know if he can see this ball. He may have to twirl this one in.
Yeah, he can cut it. He can get it. But I'll tell you, I mean, look at the size of the gap he could have got into, and he's managed to almost get himself locked up there.
Well, he was a little bit funny on that 10 ball, and you know, it was kind of angle. It was going to be hard to draw back. I mean, if he was more straight in, he could have just drawn back to the long rail. But he had a little angle there. It was kind of a funny shot. Alrighty, well, you know, he break and run out here and might make Semi think once or twice about it.
7 ball, no.
Oh boy, well, that's not good.
Try this
Well,
time.
here's try number 2 for Semi for the win.
Right, so
Something like he's going to take solids, which I think is probably a good choice. And he's got on a 6 ball, which is his only real issue. So I would expect he's going to be out here. Not sure what he was playing position on. You certainly don't want to be running into these balls. I think he's going to shoot the 1 now, because I don't like leaving that 2 and 3 around a long time, but you can't shoot the 2 now without running into balls.
well, I think he's got himself straight. Dead straight.
Yeah, he's got enough angle he can do something with this. I mean, he can slide it down and shoot the 2 if he wants from here. He's got enough angle to do it. He decided to back up, which is fine. Well, I guess he's playing a combo. Now what you want to avoid here is leaving the 3 ball on the rail. He's got the 2 as an out, so that's good, but he needs to make sure he leaves himself an angle.
That'll do.
Okay.
He's just slightly the wrong side of this too.
Well, he left the angle. Unfortunately, making the 3 means that he didn't want that angle.
Yeah, just going to come back and cut it.
Yeah, that's a smart play. Don't do anything crazy. Yep, there it is. Well, that was a well played match by Semi.
Yep, Semipro. Well, comfortable winner in the end. Cobra didn't get going.
Cobra didn't play that bad. He just didn't get a lot of chances, and you know the mistakes he made really cost him.
So that then means that there are just 2 matches left in the tournament, because that's about to update. Semipro goes through to the semi-final, if you want to call it that, or the final in the loser side, but he's waiting on the loser of the match between Bedhead and Stubb. Now today's date is the 17th, isn't it? So the match between Stubb and Bedhead is still to be arranged, and the deadline is Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. So as I say, if they're going to arrange it, I hope they arrange it a bit earlier, just so I can get it. But it's more than likely they won't, because Bedhead's not here, so he isn't hearing anything, and Stubb's not in the stream. So
yeah, let me take a quick look at see what the proposals have been. Let me double check and see what's happened. Okay, the last one was from yesterday at 5:17 by Bedhead. He gave Sunday at well, it would be your time, Hugh, would be 5 p.m., 6 p.m., and 7 p.m. on Sunday.
Well, 5 p.m. would be perfect.
Poland had done before he did Friday tonight at 8:15 p.m. and Bedhead didn't like that, so you know, it's been almost a whole day and Poland hasn't responded. Although Poland did originally do one, let's see, Poland did one on the 15th. He said Friday at 8:15, and Bedhead did one and he said Friday at 6 p.m. And then Poland did Friday at 8:15. So Stubb is doing as normal, where he just proposes one date and one time and does the same one over and over again. Which, you know, if it comes down to it, it's going to end up being Bedhead that goes through, because, you know, it's just,
so
you got to be a little bit more flexible. Bedhead is trying hard to get this match at a time he can play, and you know, Stubb is like, there's only one time in the world that I want to play, and that's, you know, that's just not right.
Right, so Bedhead's last proposal, the earliest was like 5 p.m. Sunday, and then maybe 6 p.m. or something. So those would be good times just for me. They'd be perfect for me. But I'm trying to get a hold of Stubb, get him told to accept the one on Sunday, and end off. That would be like noon his time, wouldn't it? If it was 5 p.m. or 1 p.m. his time, if it was 6.
5 p.m. would be noon his time, yep.
Right, well, that's good to know. So I'll encourage him to accept it and get it up in the bracket, because they're running out of time.
He's a pain in the ass about doing this, and then, you know, he wonders why, you know, we're picking on him when it's like, okay, you're not going through. It's like, it amazes me. I mean, it's just a simple situation. I think everybody in the VP4 community understands this, but Stubb.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for Steve for joining. Hopefully we'll get this match. Just keep an eye out for it. That is me for the night. I ain't hanging on. I'm tired. And I hopefully will get this match if they get it at a reasonable time. If not, keep your eye out for it, because it'll be worth watching. And if somebody could record it, if I can't get it, I would like to see it.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, well, he's saying we could play now, but Bedhead's busy, might be working or whatever. Anyway, I'm heading out, guys. Take care, stay safe. You too, Steve.
Thanks, guys.
If we don't see any of you now before then, have a nice Christmas. And I'll see you again soon. Good night.
All right. Good night.